Midway Island, North Pacific Ocean, which is more than 2,000 miles from the nearest continent. These are albatross. They use their formidable wingspan to ride the ocean winds and sometimes to glide for hours without rest or even a flap of their wings. Pairs produce a single egg and take turns caring for it. Young albatross may fly within 3 to 10 months, depending on the species. Every year, albatross on Midway Island suffer from eating plastic. The plastic clog up their digestive system, and they die starving. Photographer Chris Jordan specializes in large-scale works that depict the magnitude of our consumerism and its impact on our environment. 98% of albatross on Midway have plastic in them, and 40% of the albatross chicks birthed on Midway Island die each year due to injection of plastic. The actual causes are usually choking, dehydration, or starvation, as the plastic leaves little room for water or food, or death from toxicity, such as when a chick is fed a cigarette lighter, which is often. John Calviter, a wildlife biologist for the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, calculates that albatross feed their chicks about 5 tons of plastic a year at Midway Island.
Gyres are circular vortexes.
Garbage from the shorelines gather up into the center of these gyres and form garbage islands.
There are 5 main oceanic gyres in the world.
When trash is not thrown away properly, it ends up in the ocean.
Eventually, the trash ends up in us as well.
From the survey, we can see that most of the people use plastic bottles and plastic bags daily. That's why in many countries, plastic bottles and plastic bags are banned. Here, we can see that most of the people know where plastic goes after they're used. They usually end up in landfill and oceans. Here, 70% of our respondents answer correctly. About 100,000 plastic is thrown into ocean per year. And it is a total of 6 million tons of plastic each year. And it seems like most of the people know that plastics are not biodegradable. And the plastic in the ocean kills about 1 million marine creatures per year. Unfortunately, only about 40% of our respondents know that plastic does not decompose naturally. According to the data we collect, it seems like people are environmentally aware. People know where plastic go and how they affect marine lives. But to know or not to know, that's not a question. To do or not to do, that's a question. So, how can we help? Mermaids Dive Centers in Pattaya is an actively green dive center operating at least 1 coral reef cleanup per month along with other environmental efforts. They also raise funds to support Project Aware's general activities. Here's an interview Tina has with their general manager, Sheena Walls.
How long has Mermaid Dive Center done this International Cleanup Day?
We introduced the International Cleanup Day in 2007 and it started off with about 70 people and then it was so popular that every year we made it an annual event, and we kept having divers all around the world join us, and it went up and up and up the numbers. And besides being a very serious day, it's very educational for, say, little children, about the effects of plastic in the ocean and why we shouldn't throw garbage into the ocean as well.
พูดเสียงดัง
What was the reason behind this event, and what inspired Mermaid Dive Center to hold this community service?
We do a lot of diving on Pattaya, and in the Pattaya area there's a set of islands called Koh Sak and Koh Lan. And going past one day we noticed how very dirty the beaches were, and we thought, hang on, that might be happening underwater as well. So we decided to set up the event and get everybody involved, so the local community, as well as Thai divers, foreign divers living in Bangkok, just to get a group of people together with the same aim to pick up the trash and keep our oceans happy and healthy for future generations.
And what's the average number of people who participated in this event to make changes to the ocean? And how many of those people come back to participate in this event again?
Okay, I have to say you guys are the biggest supporters of this event here. The most we've ever had attending the event in one day was 356 people. Okay, and out of those, majority of them will return again. A lot of the adults, okay, are our customers that dive with us every weekend, so it's important for them to keep it really clean as well. And then for all the schools that are taking part, it's good about environmental awareness as well.
Most of the people that join this event is the people around that area, or like the tribe, or
Oh, that's an interesting question. Believe it or not, most people actually come from Bangkok. Probably about 60% come from Bangkok. About 30% are local in the Pattaya area, and 10% would be foreign divers that either happen to be there at the time and want to take part.
And on average, what is the amount of garbage that you collected each year? And from then until now, has the number decreased or increased?
That's also another very interesting question. The amount of garbage that we collect is also dependent on the amount of people collecting it. Okay? So when we had 356, we collected something like about 4 tons. Okay? But remember, we've got lots of people collecting it now. Last year we went down to about 1.5 tons, so it's encouraging to see that it's getting better. Okay, the trash is actually decreasing. Now what we found underwater, there's hardly anything anymore. Maybe a few bags, maybe about 100 kilos maximum. But the majority of it's been washed up on the beach and the rocks during, say, high tide. So we're picking it up at low tide, which means that then when high tide comes again, it doesn't take it back into the ocean. But it's mainly also on the beach, but it is getting washed up. But happy to report that underwater it's getting a lot better.
And how did you or anybody who participated in this event feel after experiencing and collecting the garbage from the ocean?
I think from a personal point of view, as being the organizer and taking part in the event, is when you actually see marine life trapped in fishing line that's wrapped around them. It's quite distressing to them, to us as divers, as well as being very distressed to the fish. Personally, I don't like it. I don't think we should be throwing things into the ocean. A classic example is a turtle. We think a plastic bag is a jellyfish. Everybody knows that. But there's also devastation to the other marine life. Pollution can cause coral degradation. It's actually very distressing. And after one of these days, it actually makes you feel good because you've taken part in a worthy cause. And you've actually done your bit for the environment. Even if it's once a year, every little bit helps.
Apart from cleaning up the ocean, are there any other possible ways to make some changes to the ocean?
Yes, I think, instead of maybe drinking out of plastic bottles, carry a container and get to a water workstation. You can also just recycle as well. I know recycling facilities aren't widely available, But yeah, you could maybe start a program yourself. And yeah, just try not to dump anything on the road or in the ocean.
Do you have any words for people who will be watching this video presentation about the plastic pollution?
Yes, I do. Mermaids Dive Centre aren't the only ones running things like this. You too can also set up a project and just make your difference, even if it's just one difference a day by, say, maybe going to a water station and filling up your cup instead of using a plastic cup and throwing it away. Just cleaning in general. Don't throw trash away. Okay, throw it in the proper disposable areas, and come and join organisations like ourselves that do these events to help save the future. As I said, even if it's 20 minutes out of your day or one day out of every year that you do this, it will make a tremendous difference to the environment.
Plastic is deadly to all marine creatures. Make a difference, make a change. Stop using plastic.